Bledsoe finally gets his wish and gets to get the hell out of Phoenix. What is going on, y'all? 5 Sports Talk. Back at it with another video, talking some NBA, here to break the news of Eric Bledsoe finally getting traded from the Phoenix Suns, and he is headed up north to Milwaukee. Okay, he is going to the Bucks, and he is joining the Greek Freak and company. And the deal actually kind of just broke, and Adrian Wojnarowski and Zach Lowe of ESPN reported it, and they first just reported the deal. Then I'm like, okay, he's going to the Bucks, that's fine. But what the hell did the Bucks give up in return for Eric Bledsoe? It better not be Malcolm Brogdon, the Rookie of the Year. And it turns out it was not. Bucks fans, so calm down and relax, everything's okay. They ended up trading Greg Monroe and a first-round pick for Eric Bledsoe, which to me at first glance, usually I like to let the trades sort of process through before I really give my initial thoughts on it, because sometimes when I think about my thoughts on a trade and then I revisit it a few days later or even a few hours later, my thoughts sometimes change, so I didn't want to rush into it. But I feel pretty certain about my opinion on this, and that is that it was a, of course, decent haul for the Phoenix Suns because they were able to get a first-round pick. Now, Greg Monroe is still a good player. He's only 27 years old. A lot of people think he's a lot older than that, and it feels like he's been in the NBA a lot longer than that. But Greg Monroe was actually one of the young stars in the league on the Detroit Pistons, and his career kind of took a downturn in Milwaukee, and he basically became a bench player, okay? And that's because he's a one-side-of-the-ball type of player. He can score down low with just about anybody, okay? He is instant offense on the block, down low. You can post him up. He can shoot those little floaters in there. And like I said, the hook game is nice, but he cannot play a lick of defense. He's very challenged on the defensive end, and so for those reasons he did not get a lot of playing time with the Milwaukee Bucks, and that's why they preferred somebody like a John Henson, who's a lot longer and a lot better defensively. So now he gets to go to a Phoenix team, and at first I was like, wait a minute, they already have Alex Len, they have Tyson Chandler. But it makes sense because Tyson Chandler is God knows how old. You know, he's like 35 now, and his time in the NBA is pretty much over. Alex Len is nice, but do you really think he's the future center of your team? I mean, he's very inconsistent. And so with Greg Monroe, at worst, he's adding some quality big man bench depth. And at best, he's probably a starter on your team. Now, the defensive issues still are present, but we're talking about the Suns here. When is the last time they cared about defense? Let's be honest here. Okay, I'm just playing with you guys. But with that being said, Monroe could contribute to this team, okay? And so now you've got, like I said, he's only 27. So you're still decently young nucleus of guys. Well, you actually have a very young nucleus of guys in Josh Jackson and Devin Booker. But like I said, Monroe can provide some stability for their big man positions. Let's talk about the Bucks side of things here, okay? Happy they didn't give a Malcolm Brogdon, but what the hell is the protection on this damn pick? I need to know that before I fully give either team a grade, because at this point, if this first-round pick is unprotected, I don't know if Milwaukee really won this trade, okay? Look, I like Eric Bledsoe. I really do. I was a big fan of him when he was on the Clippers, and of course, he had a good season last year, averaged about 21 points per game for the Suns, but he is definitely a good scorer. Not sure he does anything else, and he's athletic. You know, people used to say he's a mini LeBron, hyperbole for sure, but Eric Bledsoe is damn athletic, and he is a good scorer. Now, the thing with Bledsoe is, of course, you want it out of Milwaukee, so you tend to see, and this is the difference between real life and 2K, right, is how are these guys shoulder above in the head, and if Eric Bledsoe has a role that he doesn't like on a team, can he come off the bench, can he be comfortable playing within the team system? And all of these things playing a part here, because like I said, Eric Bledsoe did not enjoy being in Phoenix, and that is perfectly okay. But now you're being put to the challenge, because I don't think he's an immediate starter in Milwaukee, okay? You have guys, like I said, Malcolm Brogdon, you have Tony Snell, you have Chris Middleton, of course you have the Greek Freak, but we're only talking about the guard positions, okay? And at those guard positions, Eric Bledsoe is not exactly great defensively, and he doesn't have the length of a Tony Snell or even a Brogdon or Chris Middleton. And so you wonder how Jason Kidd is going to utilize him, because to me at this very second, and again, I could change my thoughts here, but it seems like Bledsoe will probably be coming off the bench, I think, as a six-man, give our team some spark off the bench and provide some instant offense type of player, because they don't really have too many players off the bench that can provide that spark for them. So Monroe was actually that guy. It's funny that they were both traded for each other. So I do think that Bledsoe is going to be that type of player for the Milwaukee Bucks. And I don't know if he's going to be an immediate starter. There's a chance they could play him at the 2 alongside Brogdon. They're not benching Brogdon, okay? He is their starting point guard. Well, Giannis is a point guard, but you get my point. Snell could be the one getting benched if he does, but I don't think he will. I think Bledsoe comes off the bench as a six-man. That's what I think, folks. But overall, depending on the pick and the protection here, if this pick is protected, the Milwaukee Bucks were able to have won this deal. But if this pick is not protected, then I do think the Suns got a decent haul for a guy, like I said, Eric Bledsoe. His value was shot when he wanted out. His value was completely shot. Anytime a player says he wants out of a team, they are not going to have the same value, because other teams know you have to trade the guy, okay? So basically, other teams knew that the Suns were playing from behind. They were behind the 8 ball because Bledsoe wanted out. He didn't want to stay there. They can't be like, oh, we're just going to keep him. No, you're not, because he's going to become a cancer to your team, okay? So that's just what I think, folks. Decent trade for both sides, but I do think the Bucks could end up coming up a little bit on top, depending on how Bledsoe looks for the rest of the season. With that being said, those are my thoughts. Make sure you guys follow me on social media. I tweet a lot. Make sure you hit me up on my Twitter. Make sure you hit me up on my Instagram. And make sure you guys subscribe to this channel. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, thanks for watching.